Hello, Internet. Welcome back to another edition of Eric's Corner with a word to the not-so-wise. Been keeping an eye on the news as usual, and I thought I'd touch on the Snow White fiasco. And I'm really just picking on this movie. There's been a lot of this type of thing going on where people take their newly found fame and platform to pipe off about social and political issues. I mean, by all means, freedom of speech, exercise your right, talk shit on the government, but freedom of speech does not cover, social issues and just whining and pissing and moaning because you feel like you're so horribly oppressed. And that's what she's going on about, like, oh, well, this movie isn't about this and that, is she's going to rise to be a leader and all this stuff. And she's just inserting her character in, or blending her character with reality and so on and so forth. And she's saying, oh, I want to do this, not my character is going to do this, because it's not what the movie's about. I mean, it is Snow White. What is with Disney and picking actresses that don't emulate the character from the original, who have eyes that are too far apart? What is going on there? They look like a freaking cod, for God's sakes. What are they calling her? Sand brown or sand beige or something? I mean, by all means, but you're a one-time, one-hit wonder actress, and you've seen these things. People way more famous than you have been deplatformed and canceled. Kevin Sorbo, Tim Allen, insanely more famous than you could ever be, and you're just jumping right into it both feet, and then you act like a victim when it doesn't turn out. Kathy Griffith and that disgusting display she put on, and oh, I can't get work now. This has never happened to a woman in history. It's like, well, nobody's done the dumb shit that you did in history either. So, I mean, both sides were just like, wow, that was absolutely disgusting, and they were disgusted by it. And Brad Williams, the midget comedian, was talking about how, all right, we got work, and they didn't. They CGI'd a bunch of tall people into those positions, and the argument was like, oh, well, we wanted quality actors. Like, well, fuck you, dude. There's plenty of midget quality actors. I mean, take some acting lessons. I mean, it makes it so ungenuine. So, you find some newly found fame. I mean, granted, I'm basically shooting towards some kind of recognition with my channel eventually, but, I'm starting out based on this platform. There's a very big difference. So stop banging on your keyboard and telling me how I'm being a hypocrite, because it's a pretty different deal. Once you've been in for a while and you got some staying power, and Disney's already in the hot seat, and we just watched show after show that they've put on just flop because they're trying to force their social ideology into their movies. And I don't understand how the first 8, 9, 10 movies they made they didn't go, oh, wait a minute, well, it didn't work the first 6 times, well, let's try it again. Just like with the electric cars, like, oh, well, let's make a right-hand steer electric car, because all of the rest of them flopped. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on Snow White. And I mean, they've talked about holding production and a whole bunch of things. Like, well, what did you think was going to happen? It's not your job to cause all this drama and bullshit. You guys are a bunch of paid clowns, just like football players. Throw the fucking ball, shut the fuck up. Again, if you want to take this issue off screen and away from your job, that's fine. It's like people getting fired for wearing a fuck Trump hat at Home Depot. Well, who do you think 99% of Home Depot's customers are? Oh, it's my freedom of speech. No, it isn't. You are on private property. You are on company time. That's not the same thing. And god damn, the left can't meme so bad. Like, they try so hard to find hypocrisy. Like, oh, you're all about freedom of speech until this. Time and place, dude. I got the right to bear arms, but there's still signs all over the place that says I can't carry a gun, right? So I don't carry a gun. But I got a couple more coming up for you. I'm almost done with this other one, and I got a couple little blurbs I'm going to do. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night.